What are you watching?
What are you watching? Elodie, le film!
I'm still trying to process the utter disappointment that was my stay at Ostria Resort and Spa, Ierpetra. It's like a never-ending nightmare that I just can't shake off. As I sit here, reminiscing about the horrors I faced, I'm filled with a deep sense of sadness and longing for what could have been. Let me start from the beginning. I arrived at this supposedly 5-star resort, expecting to be treated like royalty. But, boy, was I in for a rude awakening. The room I was given looked like it was straight out of the 80s, with a weird smell of moisture hanging in the air. I mean, who doesn't have a decent dehumidifier these days? It's not like I'm asking for the moon here. And don't even get me started on the refrigerator that didn't work. My medicines were basically useless because of it. I had to fork out an additional €190 to upgrade to a somewhat decent room. Can you believe that? Now, you might be thinking, but what about the spa, dear? Wasn't it lovely? Oh, please, the spa was probably the only decent thing about this dump. But, let's be real, it's not like it was some kind of redemption arc for the rest of the horrible experience. And then, there was the food. Oh, the food. It was like they took all the leftover ingredients from the past week and threw them together in a sad, pathetic attempt at a meal. The taste, the texture, the smell, everything was just off. I mean, who serves a Bloody Mary without the Worcestershire sauce? It's like they didn't even care. The limited dining options didn't help either. 2 a la carte restaurants, but you could only dine at each of them once a week? What kind of nonsense is that? And don't even get me started on the buffet restaurant. It was like they were trying to torture us with their lack of creativity. But, you know what the cherry on top was? The gym facilities. You had to pay €5 per person, per day to use them. I mean, what even is that? Isn't it part of the all-inclusive package? And the house wine? Oh boy, it was like they were trying to poison us with their cheap, disgusting wine. You had to pay extra for drinkable wine. It's like they didn't even care about our well-being. And then, there were the employees. Oh, the employees. They were like robots, just going through the motions without any kind of passion or enthusiasm. It was like they were trapped in some kind of never-ending nightmare, and we were just collateral damage. I mean, what's the point of even calling yourself a 5-star resort if you can't even deliver on the basics? It's like they were trying to scam us, to take our money and leave us with a horrible experience. And the worst part is, they got away with it. They got away with ruining our vacation, with taking away our hard-earned money and leaving us with nothing but disappointment and sadness. As I sit here, writing this, I'm filled with a deep sense of melancholy. It's like I've lost something precious, something that can never be replaced. I'm just so tired of these places that promise the world and deliver nothing but lies and deceit. So, I ask you, dear readers, have you ever had a similar experience? Have you ever felt like you've been taken advantage of, like you've been scammed by some heartless corporation? Tell me in the comments below. Let's commiserate and share our horror stories. And to Ostria Resort and Spa, Ierpetra, I say this, you failed us. You failed to deliver on your promises, and you failed to take care of your customers. You should be ashamed of yourselves. Okay, here's the businesses surrounding Ostria Resort and Spa, Ierpetra. They're a bit of a letdown, frankly. A shadow cast over what could be a truly idyllic escape. It feels like a collective shrug from the local hospitality scene, a sense that they know you're a tourist, and, well, that's often enough. It's not outright hostility, you understand, more a pervasive lack of care. A quiet acceptance of mediocrity. It's unsettling. Like discovering a single chip tile in an otherwise flawless mosaic. Let's start with the restaurants. These establishments, generally, feel like they've forgotten what fresh ingredients taste like. The overarching feeling you get from speaking to people who've dined nearby is a consistent disappointment with food quality, coupled with a feeling of being taken advantage of. It's as if the kitchens are operating on autopilot, churning out meals designed to meet the lowest possible standard while maximizing profit. Take Napoleon, for example. 20 negative reviews paint a rather grim picture. It's not just a few isolated incidents, you see. It's a pattern. People are finding things in their food, hair, specifically. That's deeply upsetting. Beyond the obvious hygiene concerns, it speaks to a level of disregard that chills me. One person even reported food poisoning twice, attributing it directly to the restaurant. The insistence from the owner on dismissing this, questioning the diner's sensitivity. It's infuriating. It feels like a deliberate attempt to silence criticism rather than address a serious problem. Others spoke of being directed to the kitchen to ask about daily specials, then being sent back to the waiter. A comical, frustrating runaround. The complaints about small portions and inflated prices are almost expected at this point, aren't they? A cynical tax on being a visitor. It's a clear indication that Napoleon, and businesses like it, are operating on a system of one-and-done tourism. They don't care if you return. Then there are the bars. Caravan Cocktail Open Bar, in particular, is curious. 10 negative reviews highlight a recurring theme: apathy. Staff sitting around chatting with friends, seemingly oblivious to potential customers. A lack of attentiveness. The bar is often found closed, despite showing as open online. It's baffling. One review simply states watery cocktails, a damning indictment in my opinion. Another person pointed out that they couldn't even get a cocktail they'd had before, despite it being on a previous menu. It suggests a lack of investment, a refusal to even try. The music, apparently, is also terrible. The whole experience sounds utterly joyless. It's a space that seems designed to actively discourage enjoyment, to drain the life out of a vacation evening. I found myself wondering, is this intentional? A subtle form of revenge for the mere act of tourism? The accommodation options aren't much better, it would seem. ASTERI Suites has a small, but potent, number of negative reviews. 4 complaints, and all centered around unreliable bookings. One person had a confirmed room on Airbnb cancelled without explanation, only to find it available again on a different platform. The lack of communication is appalling. A blatant disregard for someone's travel plans. It's a predatory practice, preying on people's excitement and anticipation, only to cruelly dash their hopes. The owner's delayed response to a negative review, over a year later, speaks volumes about their level of engagement. It feels cold. Like they simply don't care about the impact they have on people's lives. Even the seemingly harmless cafes aren't immune. Poppy Cafe and Bar had one very pointed review. A simple story: ridiculously overpriced orange juice and cake, with a dry, inedible orange cake. €18 for that? It's highway robbery. It's the kind of thing that makes your blood boil. It's a perfect example of businesses exploiting the captive audience of beachgoers. A quick profit over a lasting impression. It's all deeply disheartening. The sheer consistency of the complaints suggests this isn't just bad luck. This is systemic. These businesses near Ostria Resort and Spa, Ierpetra, operate under the assumption that tourists are a one-time resource. They don't value repeat customers, they don't prioritize quality, and they certainly don't seem to care about leaving a positive impression. What should you be aware of? Expect inflated prices. Expect mediocre food. Expect indifferent service. And, above all, expect to be treated as a walking wallet. My recommendation? Pack snacks. Lower your expectations. Script content. Okay, so I was looking into scams near Ostria Resort and Spa, Ierpetra, you know, like the kind that ruin your vacation if you're just here for 2 weeks. And honestly, it's not super bad, but there are things tourists should know. Like, businesses around here. Some of them are nice, but some? They see tourists and think, oh, easy money. First, there was this one souvenir shop near Ostria Resort and Spa, Ierpetra, not gonna name it, but you know the type. They sell cheap things, but when you pay with a big bill, suddenly, your change is missing. Like, poof. And the owner acts all confused, like, oh, I thought you gave me less. Classic trick. Some tourist probably argued, got frustrated, and just left because, honestly, who wants to fight over €10 on vacation? The shop? Still there. Still doing it, probably. Then, there's this other thing. Restaurants near Ostria Resort and Spa, Ierpetra sometimes add extras to your bill. Like, you order a salad and water, but suddenly there's a service fee or bread charge you didn't ask for. And if you don't check, you pay for air. I bet some tourists just sign it because they're tired or don't want trouble. The restaurant? They keep doing it because, well, tourists come and go. Oh, and taxis. Not all of them, but some drivers near Ostria Resort and Spa, Ierpetra take the long route if you don't know the area. Like, oh, this road is faster. No, it's not, you're just running the meter. And what can you do? You're in a hurry, you pay, and they win. Maybe the driver does it to 5 people a day. Easy money, right? It's just sad. Like, why scam people who just want to relax? But yeah, that's how some businesses near Ostria Resort and Spa, Ierpetra are. Not all, but enough to watch out.